everybody, my name's Helen, and today I have a kind of a fun little book haul for you. As those of you who've been around on my channel for a while know, I moved out of my house and moved out to the city where I go to school, but I actually moved into like an apartment and all this kind of stuff. I finally decided to go and find the library. And the library is about a 20-minute bus ride away from where I live. And I got a library card, so I'm kind of happy. Gonna use it for some audiobooks, if you know what I mean. My library has this fun little program that they have, and it basically is these little bags right here called the Grab and Goes, and they have a theme. So the bag that I have here, the theme is horror because it's October and Halloween. The bags are stapled shut with a little thing on the back for the librarians to scan, and you come home with 5 mystery books of that genre. I thought it was just really fun. I have opened it and looked very quickly at some of the books. I'm probably going to just read the backs of the books to you, or the flaps, because I don't know how to explain some of these. Let's get started. So the first book that I pulled out of the bag here is Snowblind by Christopher Golden. The tagline on it is "What you can't see can kill you," so that's a little bit creepy. One small New England town is taken by storm and nothing will ever be the same. Once upon a time, Coventry weathered a horrific blizzard, one that left many people dead and others mysteriously lost. 12 years later, the town is still haunted by the snow that fell that one fateful night, and now a new storm is on its way. Photographer Jake Shapiro mourns the little brother he lost in the storm, and this time he will see another boy go missing. Mechanic and part-time thief Doug Manning, whose wife was never found after she wandered into the whiteout, is starting over with another woman, and more ambitious crimes. Police detective Joe Keenan has never been the same since that night when he failed to save the life of a young boy, and the boy's father vanished into the storm only feet away. And all the way on the other side of the country, Miri Ristani receives a phone call from a man who died 12 years ago. Old ghosts are trickling back to life as a new threat rolls in. Could it be that this storm will be even more terrifying than the last? So that sounds really interesting, really creepy. The next book that I'm pulling out of the bag here is The Five by Robert McCammon. The Five tells the story of an eponymous rock band struggling to survive on the margins of music business. As they move through the American Southwest on what might be their final tour together, the band members come to the attention of a damaged Iraq war veteran, and their lives are changed forever. The narrative that follows is a riveting account of violence, terror, and pursuit set against a credible, immensely detailed rock and roll backdrop. It is also a moving meditation on loyalty and friendship, on the nature and importance of families, those we are born into and those we create for ourselves. That sounds kind of interesting. Never read a horror book surrounding a rock and roll band. The next book I see in the bag here is Positive by David Wellington. Anyone can be positive. Years after a plague killed 99% of the population, turning them into infectious zombies, Finnegan and his family live in a barricaded New York City safe from danger. But Finn's sheltered life fractures when his unsuspecting mother falls sick with the zombie disease, latent inside her since before her son's birth. Finn, too, can be infected at any time. The zombie virus could explode in his body, turning him from a rational human into a ravenous monster. If he remains healthy for the last 2 years of the potential incubation period, he'll be cleared. Until then, he must be moved to a special facility for positives, segregated to keep the healthy population safe. Tattooed with a plus sign on his hand that marks him as a positive, Finn is exiled from the city. But when marauders kill the escort sent to transport him, Finn must learn how to survive alone in an eerie, disintegrated landscape. To make it to safety, he must embark on a perilous cross-country journey across an America transformed. A dark and deadly land populated with unlikely heroes, depraved villains, murderous madmen, and hordes of ravenous zombies. And though the zombies are everywhere, Finn discovers that the real danger is his fellow humans. So that sounds pretty cool. It's been a long time since I've read a zombie book. I think the last one I read was The Forest of Hands and Teeth by Carrie Ryan, and I actually wasn't a huge fan of it. The next book that I pulled out here is The House of Small Shadows by Adam Neville. And this won the British Fantasy Award for Best Horror Novel of the Year. Art imitates life at the Red House, M.H. Mason's grand estate, renowned for its collection of stylistic taxidermy. But when art becomes life-threatening, some things are better left in the dark. Catherine's last job ended badly. Corporate bullying at a top antiques publication saw her fired and forced to leave London, but she was determined to get her life back. A new job and a few therapists later, things look much brighter, especially when a challenging new project presents itself. To catalog Britain's greatest taxidermist, the late M.H. Mason's wildly eccentric cache of antique dolls and preserved animals posed in elaborate dioramas. Rarest of all, she'll get to examine his elaborate displays of posed costumes and preserved animals depicting bloody scenes from World War I. When Mason's elderly niece invites her to stay at the Red House itself, Catherine believes that her luck is finally changing. She's thrilled to maintain the collection until his niece exposes her to the dark message behind her uncle's art. Catherine tries to concentrate on the job, but Mason's damaged visions begin to raise dark shadows from her own past. Shadows she's hoped therapy had finally erased. Soon the barriers between reality, sanity, and memory start to merge, and some truths seem too terrible to be real. Wow, okay. That sounds really cool. It sounds super creepy. They all sound really good, right? Like, they pick really good books to go in these mystery bags, so I have to pick that one up. And the last book that's in the bag I'm actually really excited about. It's The Scarlet Gospels by Clive Barker. Over the summer I had a coworker who told me that Clive Barker is just amazing, and that if I ever have the chance I should pick up some of his books. Pinhead is back, and he's raising hell. For nearly 30 years, the Hell Priest, better known to us by his descriptive mantle of Pinhead, has been one of the most recognizable and famous characters in the pantheon of horror. Long beleaguered Detective Harry D'Amour, investigator of all things supernatural, magical, and malevolent, has been battling his own personal demons for years. When he happens upon a lament configuration, a deeply intricate puzzle box that is rumored to open a doorway to hell itself, his own demons are replaced by the real thing, and he finds himself caught in a terrifying game of cat and mouse that is bloody, disturbing, and brilliantly complex. Sounds super creepy, and my coworker said that the book he really liked by Clive Barker was one of his fantasy novels, but that he read some of his horror and that it's just so terrifying and so goosebumps worthy, and I'm really, really excited to read this. So those are all of the books that I got in my little horror mystery bag. Do your guys' libraries do anything like this? Because I think this is really, really cool. Let me know down below. Let me know if you've read any of these books down below and what you thought of them. I do respond to every comment on my videos, and I absolutely love hearing from you. And I'll see you soon with a new video. Bye!